Hello and welcome to the Wiretap Whisper Podcast, episode 26, presented by me, Sammy ASMR. If this is the first time you're watching the podcast, this is a creator-focused podcast series where I sit down with other ASMR creators in the community and I talk to them all about their channel, their personal life, and basically just everything in between. We tend to film these in soft spoken or whisper dialogue to try and keep things chill. Today we'll be speaking in soft spoken, but the nature of the podcast is sometimes things can get a little bit energetic and we might raise our voices. So we apologize for that in advance, but for the most part we'll try to keep it chill and fit in with the whole ASMR vibe. And yeah, today I am joined by the lovely Chillaxin ASMR, aka Megan.
Hello.
So, for those of you guys who maybe aren't familiar with Megan and her content, basically, she is a British creator. She has currently 41.5 thousand subs on YouTube across 67 different videos. She's been uploading on the platform now for a good year and a half. And if I was to kind of summarize Megan's genre and style of ASMR, um, most recently it's very personal attention based, makeup role plays, spa role plays, pamper role plays, things like that, or non role plays as well. And she also does other videos like normal trigger videos, especially like inaudible whispers, as well as being huge on YouTube. She is even bigger on TikTok. Megan has 390,000 followers on TikTok and has amassed 8.8 million likes. Now, again, all these are in real time, so depending on when you're listening, that might have changed, and it probably will because she's doing an amazing job. But that is a quick, boring summary that I've got, and I'm sure Megan's going to give a better one of herself right now. So, for the people watching or listening, Megan, who are you today?
I am a 23-year-old from London, born and raised in London. I'm a part-time ASM artist, but I work part-time as a digital marketing assistant as well. So I kind of try and juggle both of them um, together, which is kind of stressful.
I can
But
imagine.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's who I am today.
I love it. So yeah, again, obviously we'll dive into all of that good stuff or bad stuff
Yes.
later later on through the podcast. So yeah, if this is the first time you're watching or listening, basically how this is going to work is there is a past, a present, and a future section. We're obviously going to start with the past and work our way towards the future. There'll be a little bit of crossover in between, but that's basically the format that we're going to be doing today. So yeah, let's start off all the way back in the beginning when we have little Megan running around as a toddler. Like I said in the summary, you're a British creator. You're from the UK. You just said you're from London. So is that like in a city, London, where you growing up, or was it like a rural area? What was kind of the environment there?
So I am from like the suburbs of London. So I guess the thing is, if I say I'm from London, the people that know me will be like, "No, you're not," because it is suburban.
Right.
But it's like a 30-minute train ride from central London. So I mean, it's basically it's
Yeah.
London. So yeah, I'm from kind of it's nice because I kind of have the best of both worlds. It's like fields and it's pretty and it is still quite quiet,
Right.
but then obviously it's still quite close to
You've got that
central.
short drive to the
So
city, yeah.
yeah, so it's quite nice to have like the best of both worlds.
Okay. So I mean, I'm guessing because like you say, you're still quite close to the big city. I'm guessing like your primary school and your secondary schools growing up are like still quite big, right? Like, because I know me personally, like I live in the middle of nowhere. There was like in my
Yeah.
in my school year at primary school, there was like 12 of us.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I'm guessing it's different for you.
It was quite different, yeah. I went to quite a big secondary school and primary school, to be honest. It was quite big classes. I think there was like 50 of us in my secondary school form, and it was a huge school, so it was quite different to your, yeah, secondary
Yeah.
school.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. So what were like your earliest memories of growing up? Like any key moments that like stand out? Like maybe they portray like what you were into as a kid, any trips, anything like that?
I was quite a sporty kid. My mum was
Okay.
a ballet dancer and she was a personal trainer, so she was always very sporty.
All right.
And she kind of tried to like enforce that upon like me and my siblings. And I was quite sporty, but I didn't really enjoy it. So I always remember just like not being forced to go, but just kind of having to go.
All right.
I was a swimmer up until the age of 12. So I did like competitive swimming and I
Okay.
was a ballet dancer as well.
You're
And I
doing it
did
all.
street dance. I've done it all literally. And I kind of just got fed up of it when I got to secondary school.
Uh-huh.
And I just thought like I had other interests. Like I would prefer to be with my friends and hang out and like do bad things basically. So I kind of
Okay.
stopped the sporty side when I got to secondary school. But I was quite sporty up until like 11 or 12, which is
Uh-huh.
weird because I don't really do any form of exercise
No,
now.
yeah,
So it's
I'm the
like,
same.
yeah,
I probably done it
yeah.
like a little bit later than you, but like, yeah, I mean, I'm the same
Yeah.
now.
I
Um,
literally the only form of exercise I do is like going up the stairs. That is it.
I definitely relate.
So
You
yeah.
did lead me a pathway there to segment into something else. You said you were a bit of a bad kid. What does that mean? Were you like drinking at an early age? What was
Oh,
happening?
do you know what? I wasn't awful, but I was like an early drinker. Like I started drinking when I was like 13,
13,
which is
okay.
so bad because I feel like now looking at 13-year-olds, it's so weird to me because I feel like they look so young. So to think that I was 13 and like going to the park and drinking with friends, like vodka as well. It wasn't even just
Oh,
like, cider or something
okay.
light. It was literally like vodka, pure vodka. So I wasn't awful, but I definitely was a little bit rebellious. And I feel like my mum wasn't very strict and my dad and mum were separated. So I only lived with my mum and I feel like because she was very, lenient, she wasn't very strict. I kind of got away with a lot of things and I pushed the boundaries a lot.
Uh,
So yeah.
Right. Okay. So, I mean, did you like, because I guess, when you start drinking at that age, bad things can happen. Did you like, you didn't have any hospital trips or anything like that?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
I
you
did.
did?
I had a
Oh,
hospital
Megan.
trip when I was in year 10, so I must have been like 15, I think, maybe 14, 15. It was half term. It was like May half term, and my friend had this like huge party. And the thing is, it was just because I mixed my drinks. Like, it was the worst thing I could have possibly done. I was drinking wine. It was like a £2.50 bottle of wine.
Oh, wow. Here
And
we
then
go.
I think my friend was giving me like vodka and rum and whatever. So I was mixing all these different drinks, and obviously at that age you kind of don't really know your limits.
No.
So I was drinking and I was loving life and then woke up in hospital. My mom was like, "You're grounded."
Oh,
And I had to get my stomach
no.
pumped. It was
Right.
awful.
Yeah.
And my dad still doesn't know to this day. My mum didn't tell my dad.
Oh, shit.
And I
Well,
hope I hope he doesn't watch this now because could you imagine?
just don't
Oh
tell him
my
about it.
God. No, I
Um,
won't.
yeah, no, like there was definitely girls in my year that had the, stomach pumped. Some of them
Yeah.
like numerous times. Like
Mm.
it's bad. I'm trying to think when I had my first drink. I think I was like 14, 15, something like that. So
Yeah.
not too like
That's all right.
not too long after you, but
No, yeah, but still, like, I feel like 13 just sounds bad, but 14, 15 doesn't sound
it
as
doesn't
bad.
sound as
I don't
bad.
know.
No.
Yeah.
So like, you were quite sporty up until basically you went to secondary school. Like, during that time and then a little bit later, I guess, did you know what you wanted to be growing up? Did you have like something that you like inspired to be? Because kids these days are like, oh, I want to be a doctor or a firefighter or
Mm.
whatever. Was that clear in your head
Not really. I always wanted to be a vet because I
mm.
loved animals, but
as a
it
common
kind of
one?
was ruled out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was ruled out because I wasn't very good at science. And I feel like you need
Well,
science to be a good
you need
vet,
biology,
obviously.
right? Yeah.
You need biology, yeah, and I'm not a very academic person, so I feel like that was ruled out quite early on. And then I kind of just wanted to be like, an actress, a singer, the obvious type ones, just to kind of be famous.
All right.
But I wasn't very good at acting. I wasn't very good at singing, so they were ruled out as well. So I kind of had a few different things, that I wanted to do, but I wasn't really sure if you know what I mean. It was always very indecisive and
Right.
all over the place, basically.
Yeah. And I feel like adults just put like a big like onus on like, kids to like kind of decide what they want to do early on. And like there's still people
Oh
like
God,
our
yeah.
age now that they still don't know, you know what I mean? And still finding themselves.
Yeah.
So it's definitely tough. Did you go
Mm.
to uni and what did you study?
Yeah, so I went to uni, I studied photojournalism,
Okay, that makes
because
sense.
I basically so I studied so I wasn't very academic, and then I went to college, I studied film and television because I knew I couldn't do anything, academic wise because I just wasn't very good at it. I'm dyslexic. I'm awful at exams. So I
Hmm.
just thought, do something creative.
Right.
And I really enjoyed, cinematography and photography. So I just thought doing, film and television at college was the best bet for me. And then whilst I was studying that in college, I kind of fell in love with photography and like photojournalism and, documentary photography.
Okay.
So that's why I went on to do it at university, basically.
Yeah. And then that's
Yeah.
kind of transitioned into what you're doing now?
Yeah,
Or-
kind of. I mean, what I'm doing in digital marketing, it's like content creation. So I basically run social medias for like clients.
Okay.
And I take all the photos, the videos, which is really handy because obviously that's basically what I was like trained to do. So
Yeah.
it's really good.
So,
And it was really lucky because I was literally working in retail up until like Christmas. And I was like, I'm never going to be able to find a job in photography. And then like 3 months later, I got this job
you
and I
got
was like, oh
one.
my
No,
God.
that's really good because
Yeah.
I feel like with something like that, I guess it can be quite hard as well. It's like, oh,
Oh,
it's not like you're a
yeah.
teacher and there's like loads of teaching jobs going, right? It's
No.
like it's quite
Yeah,
niche, isn't it?
it's all about who you know. Like if you don't know anyone in the industry,
Right.
it's almost impossible to
It's
get into
brutal.
it.
I can imagine. Yeah.
It's so hard. So obviously I didn't know anyone. Like my parents aren't creative really. I mean, my mum, dancer, but she wasn't in the photography industry.
Right. A
So it
different
was
form of
very
expression.
difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, what was I gonna say? Obviously, with doing that and then the whole ASMR gig, you probably spend like a lot of time on your phone. I'm guessing.
Oh God. I don't even want to check my screen time.
Oh,
Like it's actually
do you,
disgusting.
do you have like blue light glasses and stuff like that or not?
I do, but I find it really uncomfortable to wear glasses because my eyesight is actually really bad.
Join the
And
crew.
I don't know why. I've always found it really uncomfortable to wear them. Like when I was younger, I was prescribed glasses and I just never wore them because I always found it,
You
I
hated it.
got headaches quite easily.
Uh huh.
And I should really wear my blue light glasses, but I just never do. But I need to.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. Well, I mean, like 9 times out of 10, like why you start getting headaches is because you actually need glasses in the first place.
Yeah, I know, but I'm stupid.
You
So
so, obviously I did my research here. I looked on your channel page, and you started your YouTube account in 2018. But you didn't upload till 2020. What's the story there? Are you like were you planning on it for a while? Are you a big YouTube fan in general? Because you do normally say that with creators, they kind of already wanted to get into being a YouTuber, but didn't know what they wanted to do. Was that the same with you?
yeah, so I mean, I always wanted to do YouTube, especially ASMR from quite a young age because I found it when I was quite young. Like I found it when I was like 11 or 12. I always kind of wanted to do it, but I was always quite embarrassed about what people would think about me and, friends from school finding it and
Right.
stuff like that. So I kind of always put it off. And then in 2018, I was in my first year of uni and I was like, oh, like I really want to do it, but I don't know how to.
Hmm.
So I started an account, came up with the name and like I kind of just I posted one video and obviously it's not up now. I posted one video of me just tapping on phone cases and I don't know why every time I looked back at it, it just made me cringe and like I just hated how it was because the setup wasn't very good, the lighting wasn't very good. You know, I didn't have a microphone, it was literally just on my like phone, so the
Right.
sound wasn't great.
Hmm.
So I was like, "Do you know what? I'm gonna remove this and I'm gonna start again." But then I just didn't have time until obviously lockdown, the first lockdown happened and I had all of this time on my hands and I was like, "You know what? I want to get back into it." So I did it. I was like, "F it. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
it."
Oh no, I mean, I was definitely gonna ask you about that because I call it like like there's like a baby boom in like I think it was like the 90s or something. But
Yeah,
it's like the lockdown boom of ASM artists. Because I was the same.
literally.
Like it just gave you that push to do it.
Yeah,
I've maybe not been thinking
yeah.
about it as long as you. Um, but again, it was
Mm,
this situation where you just had so much time on your hands, and it made sense to do it.
yeah.
So
Do it, actually. Yeah. Sorry.
So to go back just a little bit, obviously you said you started your YouTube account in 2018. Like, what point did you first come across ASMR? And like, is there like a first video that you can think of that you like remember watching and being like, what is this? Like,
I came across ASMR from like a very, very like early stage
okay,
because I was always on YouTube as a kid and I kind of just discovered it randomly because I'd always gotten tingles, but I didn't know what they were and
what it
like where
was?
they were kind of coming from.
Yeah.
So I remember watching this video. I think her name was Lita or Lenka. I can't remember specifically. Began with an L, and she was giving a massage to this like girl or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember gentle whispering came up on the recommended,
Everyone does.
and it was like, yeah, it was like ASMR, and I was like, what is ASMR? Like that sounds really interesting. So I clicked on it, and oh my god, like that was it. Like I was obsessed. I can't remember what the video was, but it was just gentle whispering, and obviously ever since then I've just been obsessed with ASMR.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so like what made you stay for more at that point? Was it just like, you found your thing? It was was it relaxing? Was it like a mental health outlet as well for you?
Massively, yeah. I think because I've always been a very anxious, stressed kind of kid.
Right.
Like ever since I was younger, I've always been like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was just very good for me because it allowed me to relax. And I've got insomnia as well, so I was never able to
Oh
sleep.
shit.
So
Okay.
having ASMR was just like a complete, relief from everything and an escape basically. And the thing is, because I got tingles as a kid, and obviously I never knew what they were. Like I got them randomly from like friends or like family, like doing certain things. And then obviously I would get them watching ASMR, and I was like, oh my God, this is actually like what it is. And I kind of Googled ASMR and I found out more about it. And it was just like, it was kind of like a breakthrough moment because I was like, this is what it actually is. Like, this is what I'm actually experiencing.
Yeah.
And then I lost my tingles and I was like, oh,
No.
and I know, I don't even have tingles anymore to this day,
It's
but
really
they kind of, they come and they go because I watch so much ASMR. I feel
right.
like it's bound to happen,
Yeah.
but they come and they go when they want to. And it depends on the ASMR artist, but yeah, it's kind of annoying.
Okay. No, that's so tragic though when you get tingle immunity because for years I was like especially when I was going through my degree and like when I was at my most stressed, like I would just listen to it all the
Hmm.
time with like headphones on. But now like I'm more
Yeah.
casual with it. I don't normally listen to it with headphones on. So when I do, treat myself for want of a better
Yeah.
phrase, I do get tingles because I'm not used to like it being like so direct in my ears, if that makes sense. So
I
maybe
know what you mean.
maybe
I
you
feel
should
like
do that.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
I'm the same though. Like sometimes when I will literally just watch ASMR at like 3 p.m. on like a Tuesday afternoon because I don't know, like there's something about it. Like the other day I was watching Dove's ASMR and I put it on and like her whispers just hit differently.
Wow.
And she's like one of the only people that give me tingles. So I was watching her like latest video and I was like, "Oh my God, my tingles are back." And then they went away and
No.
yeah, it's annoying.
That's so funny you brought that up because I was actually meant to talk to you about Dove because I seen that you'd commented on her on a most recent video. I didn't know you followed her as well because she's got like 10K, but I feel like most people don't know who she is. And I think
Yeah.
I think I've been following her since pretty much she like first started, or maybe like a couple of weeks in or something like that. And her whispers, she's got like this natural like mouth sound that like her mouth does. Do
Literally.
you know? Obviously, you know what I
I
mean
am
because
obsessed with her whispers. Like, I
yeah.
think it's the lip gloss. It's a combination of the lip gloss and just like the way she speaks. But
Yeah,
she's the only one that is able to give me tingles at the moment.
I
And it's annoying because obviously she was so inactive and I was like, oh my God, where is
yeah,
she? And then she
yeah.
came back literally like yesterday and I was like, yes, she's back.
Get
But I'm obsessed with her.
yeah, I think she's got I think she works in like a hospital or something like that. So obviously with COVID and stuff, she's been
Yes,
like completely run off her feet.
super busy.
It's funny
Yeah.
because as well, when I was like coming up with the idea of doing this podcast, I was quite close to her. So I was like asking her if she wanted to be on. So she was basically like the first person I ever asked to come on, and we never got round to it because
Really?
she got so busy. But yeah, she would
I
have
would
been.
love to watch that.
Yeah,
That would be amazing.
Dove, if you're watching, we need to get you on. Um,
Yes, you
she knows
do.
I'm down to film. I've mentioned it a couple of times, but whenever
Mm,
she's
that would be
whenever
so good.
whenever she's ready.
Yeah.
Where were we? Right. So, and you still, like you said, to this day, like, do you still like suffer from insomnia and stuff like that?
I do, yeah. I mean, I take sleeping pills every night because otherwise I would just be up until like 5 a.m., just
Okay.
literally
Your mind's just going
awake in my
everywhere.
thoughts.
Right.
Yeah. My mind kind of, I feel like during the day I'm okay because I can keep myself busy. But at night is when my mind just completely goes off on like a tangent and I start thinking about everything and
Yeah.
everything I've done during the day. I'm like, I overthink everything and I over analyze it. So I feel like if I don't take sleeping pills, then I wouldn't be able to function basically because I wouldn't sleep. And obviously ASMR contributes to it a lot because, it helps, but
Yeah.
the sleeping pills are the only thing that
It's
can
not a
help me at the
perfect
moment.
remedy, is it? No. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's so sad.
exactly.
I'm sorry. I hope it, I hope
It's
you can,
okay.
not need them in the future, but
I hope
it
so.
sucks, doesn't it?
I hope so.
So
It does.
I think you've already touched on this, and like you said, you basically had you had COVID give you the opportunity to actually give you that push start to start your own channel. So I'm guessing that was your I won't say your main, like, it's probably not your motivation for starting. It was probably the catalyst for you starting. But like prior to
Mhm.
like that moment, what were your other motivations? Was it just because you liked it yourself and then you thought you could do it? Like, what's the story there?
Yeah, it was more just because have been obsessed with it since such a young age, and it's helped me through, a lot of hard times, a lot of dark times.
Yeah, get
And
it.
I feel like, if I can watch this and, these people can help me this much, then why can't I do it for other people and help other people?
Totally.
So I was like, iffing and erring about doing it. And then I was just like, do you know what? If I can help at least one person, then, I want to do it. And obviously, it's such a hobby of mine because I genuinely love doing it.
Mm,
So if I can do something that I love, then I will do it.
yeah, you're just gonna be happy, aren't you? I love it. And
Yeah,
you're obviously
exactly.
doing a really good job. Um,
Oh, God.
go
Yeah.
going into it though, like, did you have like any early expectations? Did you put any pressure on yourself to reach certain goals, or was it just kind of like I just want to do this and just have fun doing it?
Yeah, it was literally just I didn't honestly, like, I didn't think anyone was gonna see my videos, like, I just thought YouTube, because I'd never done YouTube before, like, I'd never made YouTube videos, so it was like, I didn't really understand how it worked, and so I kind of put my first video out there, and
And we'll talk
it
about
didn't
that.
do very well,
We'll
like,
talk about that.
at all.
Yeah.
It didn't. Yeah, like, it didn't do well, so obviously I didn't know what to expect, and I kind of was just doing it for fun, and obviously if people were watching, they were watching, like, it was good.
Yeah.
That was kind of a plus, but yeah, I literally did it because it was helping me in my mental health, and obviously at the time during lockdown, I was doing nothing, so it was kind of like an escape from being bored, basically.
Yeah. I mean, it was also like an escape from reality, right? Like, reality at that
Yeah,
moment was pretty scary, so it was just something else to focus on. So that in
yeah.
itself is just a beautiful thing. Did you have any creators inside the community that kind of like inspired you and you thought, oh, I love what they do with their content. I don't want to, maybe not copy it, but obviously, take parts of that and integrate into what I'm gonna do. Did you have any inspiration there? And who would that be?
Um, there were loads of like inspirations because obviously I've been watching it for ages, so I've picked up on loads of different
That's what,
creators.
yeah.
But I feel like Josie B is one that stands out to me because I don't know, I think it's her style of ASMR. It's very, natural lighting, easy videos, I feel like everyone can kind of do the videos that she makes.
Right.
But I don't know what it was about her, but I just feel like her voice just hits differently. So I feel like she definitely inspired me to kind of just do it, like just, go for it. But there was so many that
So
I
many.
got inspiration from,
Yeah.
literally like so many. And so many different types and styles as well. Like there's so many random ones.
Right. I think that's the good thing about like the ASMR community is like, there's so many genres and different styles and
Yeah,
ways you can film, right? It's just so diverse.
literally.
Was there anyone like outside the space that kind of, maybe inspired you, maybe motivated you, like a family member, a friend, a partner?
Well, my boyfriend was literally the one 'cause I've been with him for like 6 years, so he's kind of
Right.
always seen that my interest for ASMR and like obviously at
You,
nighttime
yeah, you
I will
know,
always be playing ASMR videos. So
yeah,
he was the one that motivated me to literally do it in 2018 and we both came up with the channel name together and
that's
he's
so
always
cute.
I know, he's motivated me in that sense because he was like, just do it. Like, why do you care about what people think? And
Yeah.
he's very much like he doesn't care about anyone's opinion. He's very like the opposite of me, whereas
You,
I'm like a little stress,
oh,
worrier,
so he,
and he's just like totally chill, like
well,
all the time,
well,
like
the channel's named after him, right?
yeah,
It's not you. It's like it's his channel.
literally, honestly, it's literally his channel. Like chillaxing is him. I'm like stressing, and he's chillaxing. And I feel like he's the one that's definitely motivated me because he's very like what's the word? He's just a motivated person in general. So I feel like
Yeah,
he's just yeah, massively motivated me.
that sounds like a great person
Um
to be with.
yeah, he's great. He's amazing. But other than that, I feel like nobody really in my family watches ASMR, so I feel
I'm the
like
same.
they didn't really know about it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, my sister does, but she wasn't really into it back then, so yeah.
okay, so she watches your videos now.
I don't think she watches my
It's
videos
it's
because I
weird.
think she'd probably be sick.
It gets weird though when it's like someone that you know. That's the hard thing about showing ASMR to someone that's never experienced it. Because nine
Mm,
times out of ten, if you're a creator, like you're showing them yourself, and it's like, no, this is weird because it's like someone I really know, like right in front of my screen.
yeah,
Um,
literally. My sister, she enjoys it, but I don't think she'd be able to watch me because
yeah,
she cringes at me eating food. So I think even if she was to like listen to me whisper, she'd be like, "Nah, I can't watch this."
that makes sense. So that basically wraps up
Yeah.
like what I would call the past section. Again, the next section we're going to talk about is still technically in the past, but basically that's all
Mhm.
the stuff up to you creating your channel, which leads us into the present, and it's from your first ever video. So we're going to talk about it. You've already touched on it a little bit. It's titled ASMR Up Close Mouth Sounds. It's currently got 3,000 views. And I
Yes.
like I like it because you kept your first video up, right? A lot of creators, look back on that first video, it's too cringe for them, they delete it.
Mm.
How does that video make you feel looking back on it now? I kind of know the answer, but
Oh god, it makes me cringe, but that's not my first ASMR video. I don't wanna be, like, taking the credit and being like, "Yeah, I've kept my first ASMR video up."
oh
It's
no,
not. Obviously, the very first one was the one of me tapping on my phone cases, but the one of me coming back in 2020, it was literally oh, it
uh,
makes me cringe. It was literally like, my lips, I had, like, the worst skin, my spots were so bad, and I had these big headphones on my head,
oh
and
no.
I was like mic nibbling, but it just didn't sound right because the microphone was awful and it was really crackly, and it actually did quite well, like, obviously back then, like, to me, it did well. It was like 1,000 views, but I
That
was like, "Oh my god, it's blowing up."
that is good.
And then it was quite good, but then I was like, "Oh, but I'm really embarrassed about how I look." So I removed it. Well, I put it on private, and then second video, so the one that's like the first video now, that was like second video technically. So
Okay,
even though it's not the first video, I feel like I tried to make it out that it was the first video
you
because my
did.
actual first video, I couldn't repost it. Like honestly, it makes me cringe so much.
'Cause I even
I
think
couldn't.
I even think in the like the video description for that video, you do say it's your first video. I think so.
Oh, I know.
Your
Like
little
I've
sly
lied.
fox.
I've lied through my teeth.
Yeah.
I know. And I fully
um.
like changed the title to like first YouTube video, but
Yeah.
it's obviously
I
not.
think you
But it's the
did. Yeah.
second one. It's not like it's like the 10th video or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
So it's fine.
What? I watched a little bit of that first video or second video, whatever you want to call it. What
Yeah.
what did you film that with, and what mic are you using there? Can you remember?
I was filming it with my phone, so it was my old phone, so it was
Because
like the iPhone X,
there
I
was like
think.
black strips on the side of the screen.
I know. Oh, actually, no. Do you know what? I didn't film it with my phone.
No.
I filmed it with my photo booth on my computer because I remember for some reason my microphone wasn't connecting to my phone. So the only way I was able to film like ASMR videos was on my computer.
Right.
So what I was doing is I was filming it on photo booth and there was like black strips all around it, which was like so annoying, but I didn't know how to remove it.
You were
So
just
that was the only way of me doing it.
Yeah, you were probably
Literally
just
so
filming it in the
annoying.
wrong like pixel ratio or something.
Oh yeah, but like I'm kind of clueless and stuff like that. So I was just like, oh, do you know what? Like it looks cool. Like I'll just keep it. And then eventually I got my Blue Yeti and I managed to get like an adapter and everything and it was all fine. But
Yeah.
yeah, my literal freaking photo booth, that's what it was filmed on.
Yeah. I mean, that first video was like mouth sounds, right? And I think from what I know about you, they're your favorite trigger, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think mouth sounds and in like inaudible whispering is my
Right.
favorite
So,
trigger
and
for sure.
is that why you done that like to start off with? Because you knew it was kind of like it was something you were familiar with, and you knew what was good and what was bad.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of only really make videos that I know that I would kind of watch. I mean,
That makes
not
sense.
necessarily now, but I feel like when I first started, I kind of only really made videos that I enjoy. So like mouth sounds, inaudible whispering, skincare. I love all of that stuff myself.
Yeah.
So I thought, if I can make it and other people like it, then why not?
Yeah. No,
So
that
yeah, sounds was a huge love for me.
yeah. Because it like obviously when I write this up, I go through like all the videos and I don't watch them all, but I I look at them and I start at the beginning and go through them. It seemed like at the start you were experimenting a lot with different types of videos, different styles of videos. But you done a lot of scary ones, scary story videos at the start. I noticed. Um,
I know, I
what
did.
one of them is titled "Scary Stories from Reddit," and that has 14,000 views, which is I think it was like your fifth video or something. Um,
hmm
why did you start doing these videos in particular? What was it about them?
I am a huge horror and like thriller like lover, and I've always
Love
been like
that.
that. Like I've always loved horror
Okay.
films, which is a little bit creepy sometimes because
No,
obviously like it's not everyone's taste
I love
and
horror.
blood and gore isn't, I love horror. So I always listen to scary stories, like not necessarily in ASMR, but just like what was his name? There was this one guy that I used to always listen to, and it sounds really weird, but I'd listen to it before I'd go to sleep, and it was just scary stories on repeat. And it was just really interesting. And I was like, do you know what? Why not just make ASMR videos like related to scary stories? And
Yeah.
obviously, it's been done like loads of times before. So I thought, okay, people seem to like it, so why not just do it myself? And I'd always find it really interesting, like reading the stories and like actually, because most of them were true stories. So I was just, find it interesting listening to the stories that, people had encountered and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
I love
yeah,
it.
I'm a huge horror person.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like what I guess what is your favorite horror film and maybe like give me top three.
Oh,
Or
okay.
to on the
Oh,
spot.
this is gonna be really hard. I've seen a lot. Horror, I don't know.
Mm.
Um,
I give you mine.
Give me yours and let me have a little think because I need to think about it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about. I think I need to think about my top three. But my favorite horror films is The Conjuring.
The Conjuring is good.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that actually because it is a very good horror
it
film.
is.
But there's this one, I can't remember what it's
The
called,
thing,
and it's gonna really annoy
the
me.
problem I have with horror is I don't like them low budget horrors that you find on Netflix when you've been scrolling for 30 minutes.
No.
Like they're just cringe.
Yeah.
It's got to be well done, and I feel
Yeah.
like that's a well done horror film because as well it's based on a true story. So I think that makes it better as well.
Mm,
Because the
definitely. I feel
because
like The Conjuring is amazing. Like
yeah,
all three of them are
hidden
amazing.
hidden gem though. If you I don't know if you've seen this one. It's called The Last Exorcism.
I think I might have seen that. I've seen a
So
lot of Exorcist movies, but I might
well, it's
not
not
have seen.
Exorcist. It's The Last Exorcism.
Oh,
So
what's it
it's
about?
set on like a farm somewhere in like Southern America, like North America, but like Alabama, whatever, like that type of area.
Yeah.
And the guy gets called. I think he's like a priest to the family house, and the girl, she's like a teenage girl. She's being weird basically. So he's like, oh,
Yeah.
the family's like, oh, why don't you come in and perform this exorcism on her and stuff like that. And then things start kicking off there, and she becomes like more and more wild.
Is she blonde and has she got like a white nightie on?
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
I've seen
no, I
that.
think she's ginger.
Oh, okay,
She might
maybe
be blonde.
not.
She might be
But I'm
blonde.
gonna I'm gonna watch that then
You
because
should
I love films like
you
that. I
should watch
love
it.
films like that.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I love like anything kind of like devil related. I don't know why, but I feel like I find them really interesting, that kind of stuff. So The Conjuring, Paranormal Activity, I'm not gonna lie.
Do you
I
think
know
that's
it's not
good?
amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's good, but it gives me it scares me, like it gives me the jumps. Do you know what I mean? So I feel
Hey,
like that is okay.
yeah.
Um, there is this one film that I'm thinking of, and I know the storyline, but I can't remember the name. Um, but it's similar. It's basically about this lady, and she's kind of possessed by this demon, and she's obviously got to have like an exorcist done to her and all of that kind of stuff. So that kind of exorcist storyline is what I like,
Yeah.
basically.
There is
Yeah,
another
that
one
kind
that's
of.
similar called The Last Exorcism of Emily Rose. But
I've heard of that one actually.
but you've
I've heard of
probably it's
it.
Jennifer Carpenter if you know who that is.
I don't. It rings a bell, her name, but I
Have you
don't think I know who it
have you seen
is.
Dexter the series or not?
No, I haven't
Oh, okay.
actually.
She's like a main character that most people know her from Dexter, but she was like the main character in that exorcism film as well. But yeah,
Oh.
like it can go from like really scary horror films to like it's more of like a I guess like a dark thriller, like Get Out, something like that. Have you seen that?
Yes, I've seen Get Out, love Get Out. I think I
So
do
good.
prefer thrillers to horrors.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen Prisoners?
Yes, love Prisoners.
Prisoners. Oh, I love
Prisoners and
Prisoners.
Gone Girl. So good.
Yes, Gone Girl is amazing.
Yeah,
There's so many thrillers that I've seen that just like make you think
that's my
and it
favorite
completely
genre.
like messes with your brain.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
yeah.
I
But then
think thrillers because they're more realistic.
yeah. But then I like sci-fi horror as well. So stuff like Alien and Predator and stuff like that. Like I love them
I
films as
don't
well.
like stuff like
Do you
that.
not?
I my
No.
boyfriend lo my boyfriend loves, like,
Oh,
aliens,
oh
but I find it
he knows the
so
score.
unrealistic. I find it so unrealistic, so I struggle to watch it because I do really enjoy watching realistic stuff, and I do also like zombies, which is really contradicting because
Well,
obviously it's not
I
realistic,
mean everything that we're
but
talking about is kind of not realistic though, because it's
it's
like we're
not,
talking about
no.
ghosts, aren't we?
True.
And
That's true, but
demons.
I kind of believe in ghosts. I actually do. Like, I kind of believe in ghosts. I don't believe in g demons, but
Well,
ghosts I do believe in.
yeah, but I mean, the thing is, if you really think about it, like stuff like the aliens in Alien, could exist somewhere in the universe, right? Like we don't know.
That's so true. That is so true, and I do believe in aliens, but I don't like watching alien movies.
No, because they
I
can be
don't
like
know
really jump
why.
scary and gory as well, right? Like,
That's true. That is very true. I
and
have seen a few alien movies, but I'm
yeah,
not a massive
not a
fan.
massive fan. That's fair. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Um,
Yeah.
we need to move on though. I'd love to talk about scary. I love films in general.
God.
But anyway,
Yes.
um, like I said, this was very early on when I was looking, and you done quite a few of these, scary story videos from. Well, not from some of them are just scary stories. Some of them are from Reddit. I mean,
Yes.
that one in particular, like that one has a lot of views. Like, were them videos back then doing better than what the other stuff you were producing?
No, not at all. Scary stories in general. I mean, that particular video did well,
Yeah, that was one of the biggest
but
ones at that time that I seen.
yeah, I remember that being the biggest video that I'd done, and I was, like, really proud of it, but it wasn't they weren't doing very well. I mean, obviously, Scary Stories is quite controversial and not everyone kind of enjoys it, but they weren't doing very well, and I kind of just did it because I enjoyed listening to them and I enjoyed, making them myself, so I did that for that reason, but that was the only kind of one that kind of took off and actually did well. I feel like when I make scary stories, they don't do necessarily as good as like
It's
my
good,
makeup role plays or
right?
skincare role plays, but I do them because,
You,
that's something I actually enjoy. But
yeah.
I've not done one for so long, so I feel like now
Well,
Halloween is coming
well,
up.
that's what I was gonna
I'm
say.
gonna do,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna do some, yeah, definitely.
that would be good. I don't want to talk about scary stories all night, but again, I was. Are you interested in like I guess they're kind of like myths, wives' tales, things like the Loch Ness monster, El Chupacabra, stuff like that. Do you like them type of stories as well,
I do, yeah, I like listening to kind of mythical stuff like
like
that.
Bigfoot?
It's not yeah, like Bigfoot. I'm really interested in Bigfoot actually. I don't know why, but I've always been like I remember seeing something when I was younger on Facebook, and it was probably like a complete like prank or something, but it was
Right.
like a
Yep.
footprint, and it was a huge footprint,
Uh-huh.
and I was convinced that Bigfoot was real. So ever
Bigfoot.
since then, I've always been
Uh,
like, is Bigfoot real?
there was a
Probably isn't, but
there
I'm
was
really interested.
Yeah, there was a good series on, I think it was on History Channel. You could probably find it on YouTube. It's called Monster Hunters, and they actually try to, delve into these myths like the Bigfoot and Loch Ness monster, and the one in Mexico, El Chupacabra. And it's quite interesting if you like that stuff. So I would definitely recommend checking that out. Monster Hunters, I think it
Yeah,
was
no, I
called.
will.
Um,
I will, 100%.
but yeah, like, as time went on, I was trying to like pick out like key videos where I think like things change for you. But you done a video titled "Doing Your Makeup Fast and Aggressive." It has 19,000 views currently. And at that point in time, when I'm looking at it in real time, at least, that was your biggest video. The thing I noticed was it was released on the same day as your first ever TikTok, which is the 21st of February this year. Um,
Really?
it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same video as your TikTok, if you know what I mean. Like it wasn't. It
Mhm.
wasn't from the same video. But at the
Yeah.
time, um, did you get a lot of traction, like, cause you did that TikTok that day, and like people came over? Like, it was weird. It was just weird because I thought, oh, this is the biggest video so
Yeah.
far at that point. And when I looked at your TikTok and went all the way back, that was when you first done your first TikTok on that same day as that video. So it was like murder
Really? That's
mystery.
so weird. Which video was it? Which video? Because I've done a few makeup
It's
roleplay ones.
Yeah,
Which
it's
one?
titled "Doing Your Makeup Fast and Aggressive." It's got 19,000 views. Released on the 21st of February, which is the same day as your first ever TikTok.
I don't even remember like the like make because I must have because I pre-record a lot of my videos, so maybe I just happened to post them on the same
Yeah,
day. But
just a
I love
coincidence then.
makeup related videos. It's
Yeah.
just a coincidence. Yeah, I must have just posted it because I feel like I post TikToks because I film TikToks and YouTube videos all within the same kind of sitting because I don't have much time to film in general.
Right.
So
So you
if I film, what I will do is I will film it all in one
in a
and I'll kind
bulk.
of
Yeah.
do about 10 TikTok videos, put them in my drafts, and then do like 2 YouTube videos.
Okay.
So then I will just kind of post them, when I need to, like when I kind of upload.
Yeah.
So it must have been a massive coincidence. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, I guess this is a good segue to talk about TikTok because I feel like for you, probably I'm 26 episodes in. I feel like you're probably the biggest TikToker I've had on. I might be wrong with that. But
No, Fluidity. Fluidity is bigger than me.
oh, is she?
100%. Yeah, 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 she's big. She's grown a lot as well.
Oh, okay. Well,
She's amazing.
shout out her. She was a good guest.
Yes.
I nearly said her actual name, and it's not even public. So don't
Oh
do that.
no.
Don't do that, Sam. Um, so TikTok. Um, your channel had nearly been going a year. Uh, right. But I feel like this is gonna sound a little bit mean, but I feel like
No, do it.
you would probably agree like it was quite quiet,
Oh, 100%.
right?
100%.
So you started in April 2020. You didn't make your first TikTok till February 2021. What made
Mhm.
what made you look into creating on TikTok and going to that other platform and starting things up on there?
I think it was just seeing I think it was Mellow Maddie actually. I remember Mellow Maddie and we had a similar kind of following on YouTube or subscribers on YouTube, and we had a similar kind of number.
Right.
And then I remember because I watch her all the time, she's amazing. And then I remember clicking on her channel and I was like, wow, like she's done really well. Like she was on like 10K and she'd just blown up really quickly.
Yeah.
And I kind of noticed that she was on TikTok and she was posting like these amazing videos on TikTok. And obviously she'd gotten loads of followers on there, and I was like, "Oh my God, maybe I should start a TikTok
You
and
can
like
do it. Yeah.
obviously widen my audience a little bit more."
Hmm.
But I'd never kind of made TikTok, so I wasn't really sure how to do it or like what to do. So obviously it was really hard for me at first, but
Yeah.
I asked her for like advice. I remember asking ASMRK for advice and just being like, "How do I do this? Like, what do I actually
Well,
post?" Because obviously it's so different.
right.
Like
Because
ASMR and YouTube is so TikTok and YouTube is so different.
yeah.
So
Because that
it
was
was just, yeah.
that was the next question. Like, how did you approach it? And I feel like you've kind of touched on it there. You didn't really approach it in any way.
No,
So,
yeah.
was it an instant success for you? Like, how long did it take for it to be what you would maybe define as a success? Was it straight
It
away?
wasn't instant. No,
No.
it wasn't instant. I remember working on it for like a good kind of month, I want to say.
Okay.
Maybe not month, maybe like 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then I remember posting, I think it was an eyeshadow role play or like an eyeshadow, like doing your eyeshadow video.
Right.
And like it literally just blew up like within like 10 minutes. I remember like refreshing it and being like,
Uh,
oh my God, I need to leave that because it was stressing me out a little bit. I was like,
well,
oh my God. So I left it
yeah,
and yeah, it was crazy.
that's insane.
Yeah.
Like, what are the biggest things you've learned about how to grow on there?
I feel like I'm learning every day
You're still
because
learning.
it's such a learning game for me because it's as much as I know social media so well, I feel like as a kind of creator, and I don't want to say influencer because I don't really like that term, but as
It's
someone
a
that's
bit
kind of
cringe, isn't it?
getting into that industry, it's so cringe. And as someone that's getting into that kind of industry, I'm still learning, like I'm still developing and, finding out what kind of suits me and what I'm actually interested in doing.
Right, I love that.
So I feel like I can't even answer
Can't.
that because I'm still learning.
No, like
Yeah.
I mean, for me, like things that come to mind is I'm guessing like consistency is key though. Like what
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
in a normal world, like are you uploading like two TikToks a day, one TikTok a day? What's going on there?
Yeah, so I try and upload 2 to 3 TikToks a day.
2 to 3.
Um,
Jeez.
2 to 3,
And
I try
how
my
long are
best, but it's
those?
so difficult. Sometimes they're like 20 seconds, sometimes they're 60 seconds. So
Okay.
it kind of varies, but what I will do is I will literally just pre-film loads and loads of TikToks. So then I can kind of work on YouTube as well because I feel like sometimes I neglect YouTube a little bit
Right.
and I kind of focus on my TikTok.
That's
And I don't
definitely
like
honest.
that. I
Yeah.
like I like focusing on both of them at the same time.
Right.
So pre-recording is literally just the only option for me because otherwise I would just be stressed and I wouldn't
Yeah.
have time to do it basically.
So you said you do some 20 seconds, some 60 seconds. Is there like a um uh is there like a Goldilocks zone where it's like, if I do this like certain length for TikTok, it's gonna do better? Like, do certain lengths do the 20-second videos do better? Do the 60-second ones do better? Or is it just random? Like you can't normally tell.
It's totally random, I think. I think the shorter ones, in my opinion, have done the best because I feel like people's attention span on TikTok are quite short. So I
Right.
feel like people prefer shorter videos. And I kind of prefer shorter videos as well. So I feel like I prefer doing the shorter videos.
Okay, this makes
But longer
sense.
videos have done well. I don't really like posting 3-minute videos. So I feel like 60 seconds is like the max I will do, I
Yeah,
think,
I
on
think that makes
TikTok.
sense. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Because YouTube is where I can post longer videos.
Yeah.
So, why not just,
Do, do you do you attribute like the success that you had on YouTube to the TikTok success? Like I'm guessing, when things started to blow up on YouTube, people started to transition. Sorry, when things started to blow up on TikTok, people started to transition to YouTube. Is that true?
100%. Like, I obviously saw a huge difference as soon as I started my TikTok. So I will take full credit of me like gaining more subscribers on YouTube
Yeah.
completely from my TikTok. And obviously once you start doing, better on YouTube and your numbers start going up, then people, you're in your people's recommended and it kind of goes off from there and it's not necessarily always from TikTok, but TikTok has completely, changed the game for me for sure.
Yeah. And I feel like some people could look at that and be like, oh well, uh, you know, you haven't grown that you haven't grown that YouTube like success organically. But I would say like
No.
f you to them people because like you've took that decision to go to TikTok to start something
Mhm.
else and you've like obviously thrived in it, and then anything that comes from
Yeah.
that is your own success. So just
Yeah.
a
Like
big
I
well
feel
done,
like
honestly.
thank you. I feel like it is very hard to grow on YouTube and it does just take luck sometimes
Yeah,
just for that one video to kind of, go viral
to
or
pop
whatever.
off. Yeah,
And I really struggled. Like I did really struggle because I wasn't very good at thumbnails and I wasn't very good at, descriptions and I didn't really know what I was doing. So
hmm
I feel like TikTok was just a lot easier for me because it's so it's just I don't know what it is about TikTok, but it's just so easy. You can just do it all like that, and it's just you can post it, and it's so much easier to blow up.
Yeah.
Like anyone can blow up.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those things where I was like, "Do you know what? I might as well just give it a go." And
Yeah.
it
And
worked out quite
now
well.
look at it. Yeah, you're thriving.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Obviously, YouTube is this big powerhouse. Obviously, the big executives at YouTube, the big powerhouse that it is, obviously looked at TikTok and seeing how popular it was becoming. And obviously their answer to TikTok was YouTube Shorts. Like, is that something that you've looked into? Have you found success with? What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I haven't actually tried YouTube Shorts. I want to, but I feel like I almost don't see the point sometimes because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like YouTube Shorts is basically just TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And I
it
know
is.
that
It's their answer to
like my
TikTok.
boyfriend my boyfriend watches YouTube Shorts all the time and it's basically just TikToks. So I just sometimes don't see the point because I feel like why don't just post it to TikTok? And I don't really like reusing videos. I mean, I do on my Instagram, but I wouldn't necessarily post a TikTok to my YouTube.
Right. Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I mean, I don't have enough knowledge to like say to you like what's the harm in doing it anyway. Because
Yeah,
it could cause harm. Like, I don't know, you don't know. Like, I think that's the
exactly.
gray area that makes us worry. Um,
Yeah.
which is the bigger priority for you right now, YouTube or TikTok? I think you just said about you're trying to balance the two, and you want to find more of a balance. But yeah.
I feel like TikTok is probably more a priority only because I feel like I've got more responsibility on there because obviously I've got more followers and obviously that's kind of where everything kind of blew up for me. So I feel like TikTok is always a priority, but I just love YouTube so much, so I feel like I would
Mm,
never want to abandon it, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
So I feel like they're both priorities, but TikTok is obviously going to take the bigger priority because I've got people who are kind of disappoint, if you know what I mean. So if I post on TikTok, more people are going to be annoyed. Whereas if I, do you know what I mean? Posting on YouTube kind of thing.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? And how often are you uploading on YouTube? Like once a week, twice a week?
I started uploading twice a week, and then it was just a lot for me because obviously I work part time as well, so it's very difficult to film.
Yeah.
So I stopped and I started posting once a week, but then I just feel like it's just not enough sometimes for me. So I started posting twice a week again, and I've kind of been
Mm,
trying to do that, but it's
flipping
difficult. It's
flipping
very
back and forth.
difficult.
It definitely is.
I'm flipping back and forth. It's once a week, basically.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I mean, when I first started doing YouTube, I was doing like 3 videos a week, and now I'm like looking back, like,
Mm.
how did I even
Oh
do it?
my God,
How did
literally.
how did I
Like
even
I
do that
remember I was posting like every day at one point. I'm not even
every
joking.
day?
Like I think I've removed a few of the videos that I was posting every day. But I was posting a lot and I just obviously it was lockdown, so it was easier. But I just don't know how I had the time and energy to do
No,
that because it's so difficult
yeah, it
to
is
edit and, film and
so time
find
consuming.
quiet
Yeah,
times.
yeah, for
Yeah, it
sure.
is.
Um, well, where are we at here on my little list? Okay, what's your biggest ever? Because it's easy for me to find like your biggest ever YouTube video. What's the biggest ever TikTok that you've done? Do you know that off the top of your head?
I don't actually know that. I know one of them that's done very well was a role play with me, and it was she just like I'm not even joking. Like it took like 5 seconds to 10 seconds of my time, and it was literally just me. Like it was a POV. You said no, and it was like me being like, "Oh, do you want me to put this lipstick on your lips?" And then obviously the person was like, "No," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And it was literally like the quickest thing, and I was like, "Oh, it's probably not going to do very well because it's super quick." And it blew up so quickly, and I was like, "Why do people actually like this stuff?"
Yeah,
Because sometimes I can't understand it myself, but people do seem
people
to
love
really
it.
enjoy it. So
Yeah.
that was probably the one that I can remember that blew up quite quickly. But then my bloopers video blew up quite quickly as well, and it's just of trying to film a ASMR video, and then my neighbour downstairs, he was like screaming at the football or something. I don't know what he was doing. I want to be quiet because I feel like he might be able to hear me.
Him is he's
But
listening.
yeah, he was like screaming, and everyone loved it. So yeah.
Um, I think something that we all find out as creators when we go into TikTok is uh how toxic the TikTok comments can be, especially when you're an ASMR artist. How do you deal with that TikTok toxicity? Easy for me to say.
Do you know what? I feel like because I'm an ASMR artist and obviously no, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, like mouth sounds and stuff like that.
Right.
I feel like I can take the comments when they're like, "Oh, I hate this. Like this is awful. Like this is disgusting."
See,
It
I
makes
don't.
me feel sick because it's
I,
like I understand.
yeah,
I
but
understand that people don't
no.
like it.
What I don't get is, if you feel that way, why haven't you just scrolled on to the next TikTok? Why have you
Oh, I know.
literally clicked on it, commented, typed everything out, and then like
I
hit
know.
send? Like, doesn't make
I
sense in my
know.
head.
I don't get it. These people are like they're like 10-year-olds and they're like bored with their life and
Oh,
they're
there's a lot.
clearly,
Yeah,
wanting to start hate.
there's a lot of kids on
And I
there.
kind of yeah, there's so many kids on there and they're so brutal.
Yeah,
But the comments about like my personality and like my appearance, they do hit hard. Like I'm not gonna lie. I'm a very sensitive person, so obviously I'm gonna be like upset about it. But I feel like as you kind of grow and as you kind of get more comments like that, you do just develop a thicker skin. And
right,
I'm lucky in the sense that I don't really get many comments about my personality or about how I look.
right. That's
It's
good.
more just about this is crap, this is shitty ASMR, like why'd you do this? Like this is
Yeah,
awful. And I can understand it because, ASMR isn't everyone. Obviously, I'm still like, why do you care? Like, why do you comment that? Because obviously, especially on TikTok, if you comment on something, it's more likely to come up on your For You page. So you're basically just like effing yourself over and like
oh,
making it come up on your For You page.
yeah, but yeah.
So
So
it's like,
yeah, you're definitely right.
yeah.
So
I honestly like I'm over it now, I think.
with like with like Twitch chats and stuff, you can you have moderators. Can you do that with like TikTok comments? Can you like assign someone to be like a moderator who can like go through comments for you?
Think so. I think Just Relax ASMR is me as a moderator on his lives or something. I'm not really sure how it works,
Okay.
but I think you can. But to be honest, what I've done is I've filtered out a lot of keywords. So like ugly,
Oh, I've done that.
like
Yeah, I've done that as
horrible.
well.
I filtered out a lot. So it
Uh,
will all go to like the spam kind of
right.
section.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I will go through it, rarely because it's bad for my mental health, but sometimes when I'm bored, I will go through it and I'll be like, "Oh, do you know what? Let's just see what people have said." And it's all of the kids. It's not even like
Oh, it is. Nine
adults.
times
It's
out of ten,
literally
it's
like,
some little kid. Yeah.
yeah, they're like 9 or 10 and they're just like posting Fortnite videos. And it's like, you're actually horrible. Like, how are you doing this to someone? Like, just go away.
No moral compass whatsoever. It's completely out the window.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like after that TikTok boom, I seen it as someone that followed you, and admired what you're doing. Like I seen it. Your channel views went up massively, right? More average views,
Mhm.
more max views, sub count went up, which led to your biggest ever video, titled "Doing Your Makeup, Personal Attention Video," and it has
Yes.
140,000 views. I think you've only,
Yes.
I think you've had two videos past like 100,000 views, right? But did
Hmm.
you expect this video to do so well when you like first dropped it?
No, honestly, I mean, I know makeup videos do well because I've always, posted makeup videos and they've always done better than usual.
Yeah.
But that particular one, I didn't think it was going to do any better than usual. I kind of just didn't expect much from it. And then I remember it because on YouTube Studio, there's like the number out of 10 and
Right.
it says like 1 of 10 or
Oh,
whatever.
that's the best
And it was
feeling
1 of 10 and it
because
was,
you get the
oh,
little,
it's so good.
you get the, you
Yeah,
get the
it
little
literally, like,
confetti.
celebrates everything, and you're like you get all of this kind of reassurance, and you're like, "Oh my god, like, I'm doing well." And then it was just amazing, like, it was the best I'd ever done. So I was seeing all these views in comparison to, like, below 1,000,
Hmm.
and it was just crazy for me. So I was, like, in shock at that, to be honest, because I didn't expect it. Even though I knew it was gonna do better than usual videos, I didn't think it was gonna be that, like, crazy.
Yeah, that must be insane. Like just watching like the video do so well and just like far like transcend like what you normally what you'd normally get.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was very like my ego was very high at that point, and I was like, "Geez, this is
What
crazy." But
I know, yeah,
yeah,
I know you
it's
didn't
mad.
expect it to do, obviously that good, but what, looking back on it now, what about it do you think made it stand out amongst the rest? Like what do you think was it that give it that extra push?
No, honestly, I'm not sure. I think it might have been. I mean, I completely changed my setup from, I don't know if you noticed, but I was over there in that corner and it was very dark, dimly lit,
Right, yeah.
like red lighting. And then I completely switched it up because I felt like it wasn't very me anymore. So I kind of changed it up to this background with like the plants and stuff. And it was very much natural lighting, like ring light, bright lights, whatever. And I feel like that video, even though it was like a few months into that setup, I feel like it was very much just natural and natural lighting. The mic wasn't very high. Like it was just, I don't know. I'm not sure to be honest, but I
Yeah.
think it might have just been because it was very natural. I'm
No,
not sure.
maybe you just did a really good job. Like maybe that's the case.
It was probably just luck, honestly. It probably just it came up
No,
on people's recommended and it was just like, oh, who's this? Let me click on
no,
her,
no, no, no.
see what she's about.
You're just good at what you do. I mean, like it must be crazy to like think about like so many people have watched that video, like 140,000, right? Like if you contextualize it, like Wembley Stadium holds like 90 odd thousand. So like imagine you doing
I
ASMR in the
know.
middle, but it's like even more people. Like
I'm like the biggest like introvert. I'm super shy. I'm super anxious. So I would never be able to do it in front of all those people. So the fact that I can like hide behind a computer screen is amazing, or a
yeah,
phone screen. But the thought of it kind of scares me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Like every time I post, I just get scared because I'm like, all of these people, like 40,000 people is a lot of people on my YouTube, and I
hmm
just think wouldn't be able to function in front of 40,000 people. I would just crumble to the floor.
yeah,
So obviously, I'm so glad that it's obviously virtual and I wouldn't be able to see any of these people as much as I would want to see them because they're all amazing.
yeah.
But I'm not very good at people, basically.
No, it's definitely scary.
Yes.
Like looking more towards the present day, it definitely looks like you found your niche, your identity as a creator now. Is that something that you agree with?
hmm Yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm still trying to figure it out a little bit, but I feel like I've definitely kind of figured out what does well for me and what I enjoy doing as well. Like I think it's definitely the more makeup, skincare related stuff and
Yeah.
not necessarily like more natural things. It's not natural. I don't know what I mean by that, but I mean like I would never be able to do green screen related stuff because I feel like I'm not very what's the
Technical.
word? I'm
Technical.
trying to think of a word.
See,
Technical, that's it.
everyone
I
thinks that
prefer
though, but
just
everyone,
easy.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I
Is
think
it not that hard?
no, I think. Well, I mean, I've never done a green screen video, but
Yeah.
it's a lot. Like you need um it, you need really good lighting basically because I tried to set up a practice test run of a green screen, and if you get like any
Yeah.
form of shadows on the screen, then it doesn't look good basically. So you need like
Really?
you read I can't even speak. You need really good like professional lighting. So you get like massive loads of light on the green screen, so that you don't get any shadows.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because 'cause I've thought about doing it because I've done a few, like, fairy related role plays, and I think it would be really cool to have, like, a kind of enchanted
yeah.
background, but I'm so bad at technical stuff, and I just think it would just stress me out, so I've kind of put it
No,
off, but maybe in the future.
yeah, I mean, once you've actually got it onto, I don't know what you use to edit, but like, Premiere or DaVinci or
Mhm.
whatever, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
There's like literally a tool, it's called Chroma Key.
Really?
You click on it and then it'll just, all that green will just go, and basically you'll have an image that'll go on top of the video so that when you get rid of that green
Mm.
screen, the image will be there. Um,
Oh, okay.
it's just all the equipment. Like, if I was you and you're gonna buy a green screen, you can buy one that um you can either like you can buy like a drop down, it's like a curtain, like a blanket green screen. Don't buy that one.
Okay.
They're the cheapest ones, but don't buy it. You
Yeah.
can buy one, it's like comes with a stand and the green screen's like built inside the thing and it's all stretched out and it's like a smooth surface.
Oh.
Buy one of
Yeah,
those.
I know what you mean. I've seen them on Amazon, I think, because
Yeah,
I was looking at it for ages and I was like, "Do I do it?"
they're like a
But then
hundred
I've got
quid,
such a
but
tiny flat
yeah.
that I just feel like I wouldn't have any space for it. Like, I don't know where I'd put
Well,
it.
some of them are
So,
quite small, so it
yeah,
wouldn't
that's
be
true.
it wouldn't be too bad.
And I feel like I've got quite a small background, so maybe it would work. So I'm definitely gonna like consider
Yeah.
it and have a look,
But
but
yeah, like you can't just I mean, I have like ring lights, like they need to be proper like block white lights, like, and again they're really expensive as well. You're looking at like £70, £80 for just one of
I
them,
know.
and then you'll need one on
Yeah,
each side of you. So
literally.
so it's a lot, but yeah, you could definitely do it, and like I would definitely always be like, willing to help you, so I wouldn't worry about
Thank you.
that.
Thank you.
You've had like a couple of sponsorships now. I want to say, is that right? Like
I have.
that must be amazing. Is it like to think about it? Like,
Honestly, like, I feel like I get a bit of imposter syndrome sometimes
oh,
because it doesn't feel real.
I know
Like,
that.
I've got a couple, I don't wanna say it on here, but I'll message you private, but I've got a couple that are kind of coming out in the next few months, and it's just like when I get the emails, I'm like, "Why are you emailing me?" Like, I don't feel like I should be doing this for you because I just feel like I don't know, like, it's so bizarre. Like,
No, I love
obviously,
that
I
for you.
worked with Beauty Bay, and I was like, "Bro, like, I've been using your products, like, I've literally been buying off your website, like, for years, and now you're messaging me." Like, it's crazy,
Yeah.
but it's so exciting. Like, it's very exciting.
No, I'm so happy for you because you honestly deserve that. But at the same time,
Thank you.
when you're getting these emails through, you've got to be aware of scammers though, right? As well. Have you had any
Mate, yes.
ordeals with that? Go on, give me some stories.
I I get spam emails every single day, and I'm a very gullible person, and you probably know because you've replied to a few of my stories and been like, "Nah, like, that's a
Don't do
scam."
it.
And I'm very gullible, so I feel like I kind of believe everything until I'm proven that it's not real. So, I mean, a lot of them are obvious, like, a lot of them are very obvious that they're not real, but some
Right.
of them are very
Some of them are really
realistic.
good.
Like,
Yeah.
the email like, I got one from Snickers the other day,
Snickers.
and it was so realistic, and I was like, "Snickers wanna sponsor me? Like, what is this? Like, I can eat chocolate, get paid?" And then I
So,
showed the email to my boyfriend, and he was like, "Are you joking? Like, that's obviously fake." And I was like, "But how
um,
do you know that?" And basically, you just have to, like, Google the email, kind of, work it all out for yourself, but
all right.
I
Yeah.
get
Well,
so many, it's crazy.
I one of my friends in the community. I don't know if you know her. ASMR Cat. She's called. She
Yes.
she,
Yeah.
she got really badly hacked. Like her bank account got hacked. That's how bad it got. So basically, they got into a YouTube account, and she didn't have two what's it called, two-factor
Two-factor
authentication.
authentication, yeah.
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 She didn't have
I
that.
can't say that word.
She didn't have that set up. So basically, once they got into that, I think so. It was like one of these like sponsor emails, but like they made her click on links, and I think once she clicked on the links, it
Mm.
downloaded like a malware onto her computer. So she got into a YouTube account, her email. Like once you get the email, like you're completely knackered because everything runs through your email address. Basically, like you click your forgot password button on a website. Oh, we'll send you an email. Once you got that email, like so, she couldn't get into a YouTube, couldn't get into her email. All her socials were hacked. Like I say, bank account. So she was able to ring her bank and like cancel all them. But basically, she went to like YouTube support and she was like, "Oh, this person's hacked my account. Like I can't get back in. Like, can you help me out?" And they were like, "No, we can't help you because she hadn't set this like two-factor thing up." So they were like, "Well, there's recovery processes in place, but she couldn't do them because she didn't have access to a phone. So they'd changed her account phone number to their phone number. So all the recovery stuff was going through their
Really?
phone. So it was a nightmare for her. I was so gutted for her.
Oh
Eventually,
my
eventually,
god.
eventually she got it back somehow. Um, but yeah,
That's
it
terrifying
was such an
now.
ordeal for her. And the thing is, like, I was she'd blew up. Like she'd been on the platform for like 2 or 3 months, and she was doing so well. Like, and I felt so bad for her because
It's
her own
awful.
success was a downfall in that situation. But everything's back.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, thank God. I'm so happy she managed to get it back. Bloody hell.
yeah, it was
That
awful.
would be I would I've nearly fallen for a few things before, and luckily my boyfriend is very switched on and he's aware of things. I always, always, always show him before I'm, about to click on something or download a link. They have these dodgy things where you have to download a specific thing
Yeah.
to your
Oh, don't do
computer
that.
and you can't do it to your phone. No,
Yeah.
and I nearly did it. I nearly did it, and thank God he was like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, don't do that."
Stop it.
So luckily, I've never done it. He was like, "Stop it now! Like, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry." So yeah, luckily it's never happened, but I can see why it would happen to people because it's so easy to fall for it,
Right.
especially
Yeah.
being a naive little, girl.
No, yeah, and they get some, some scammers are just getting better and better. But yeah,
Really are.
yeah, I think it's safe to say, obviously, you've achieved a lot, you've been successful, but where do you think you can, improve your content? Like, what areas do you think you can improve on?
I think definitely I really need to work on my thumbnails.
Okay.
That's something I feel like I've always I mean, that might be really boring, like, thumbnails aren't that deep.
No, they
But I
are.
feel like a thumbnail is
They
so
are.
important.
They're really deep.
Like they're something that someone's gonna click on and lead to your channel. So I feel like I've always stacked in that kind of category, and I've always been unsure whether to kind of post text on thumbnail or leave it natural
Right.
or edit it in a certain way. And I've always been really unsure about it. And I've kind of only recently been like thinking about it more because I got an email from someone and they were like, "Oh, I specialize in YouTube thumbnails. Like, would you be interested in me helping you out?" And obviously it was paid and stuff, and like I'm broke, like I can't be afforded to be paying people for thumbnails and stuff. Like I'd rather just do it myself. And I was like, oh God, maybe my thumbnails are really bad. But I don't know. Like I don't know how to make them
What do
better, and
what do you
sometimes I
use?
just feel like it fits my vibe. I don't use anything. Like what I do is I film me like I film it like so I've just filmed the video and I film me like doing the thumbnail whatever I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will screenshot whatever I prefer, and then I edit it just in like what do I use? I think I just use like a random editing software,
On your
and then
phone
I
or on your
adjust
Mac?
this just on my phone. Yeah, I don't use anything specific on my
Oh shit.
computer. I
Okay.
literally just I know it's really bad. And the quality is always really bad, and I do really want to improve
I
on
would
thumbnails. That's something I'm like, yeah.
I would recommend Canva. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I use Canva for my work, like for digital marketing. I
Oh,
use Canva and I
well,
know how to use
what are
it,
you
but I
doing,
never
Megan?
incorporate the two. I'm an idiot. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, you
I
should.
should be using it because I
Well,
know how to use
if you've,
it. But I'm just weird.
like a business work account then.
I do, but I'm scared that like my work will people will see the like
Oh,
ASMR
do other
videos and
people have access
thumbnails.
to it?
Yeah, because it's like a whole company, so it's a
Oh
load of
shit.
digital marketing assistants
Oh
and
well,
it's managers,
they
and
might then.
they might see it. So I feel like I don't know, I feel like there must be something similar to Canva that I could
Well,
find and
Canva's
use,
free.
like
Canva's free, but
yeah,
there's like paid. If you pay to get access to like extra things and graphics and stuff like that, which I think is actually worth it.
yeah.
I actually use the
No, I do.
I
Yeah. The
use the paid
graphics are
version.
amazing on Canva.
Um, and it like
Yeah.
the whole interface, like the whole like user interface is just really really user friendly. I think. Because if you go
It's
if you,
so easy to use.
yeah, if you open like applications like Photoshop, it's definitely like overwhelming. And like I do know
Yeah.
a little bit of my way around Photoshop, but it's still hard. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, if you need any advice on thumbnails, just let me know.
I'll message you
I'm
for
always
sure because
yeah
I definitely need help.
yeah. So we've talked about a lot about ASMR, about TikTok, about YouTube. Talk to me about Megan outside of that space. Like, what is she doing? What are your main hobbies and interests?
At the moment, I kind of don't do much. Like, honestly, I've suffered a lot with anxiety recently, as you probably know, and
Mm-hmm.
I kind of have distanced myself a little bit from friends. And I don't know if it was lockdown, it just did it to me, but I became so used to just spending time alone and like inside and just not doing anything. And I've kind of just become accustomed to just doing that, and I quite enjoy like my own company.
I'm Sam.
So I feel like a lot of the time I just prefer like staying in and just like watching movies with like my boyfriend or like
Why not? That's
my
great.
sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just and obviously my dog plays a huge role in my life. Like she is
Cute
my
dog.
baby, and she's the cutest thing ever. And she's the only thing that can truly like make me happy, I feel like.
Oh, rest
So
in peace.
spending time with
Rest in peace,
animals,
boyfriend.
spending time, yeah, sorry. But yeah, honestly, like I don't really have any hobbies. Like I feel like I mean, obviously photography. Photography is a huge hobby for me. I film weddings part time as well, so that's another hobby.
Oh, that sounds
I
stressful.
am part of this like Oh, it's very stressful. It's a very stressful thing to do,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm happy I don't do it often, because if
Uh-huh.
I was to do it every weekend, I would probably be a very stressful person. But
Mm.
it's kind of every so often, and it's my friend runs the company, so it's quite a nice kind of little, community that we've got.
Okay.
But it is a very stressful process, and obviously it can be hard work, basically.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy photography, cinematography, films, animals. I'm a boring person, Sammy.
No, you're not. That
I
sounds
am.
amazing. I mean, look how much we added about horror films. Like, I could talk about films all day.
True.
That's
That
cool.
is true.
Nice, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I definitely feel you, but like, I'm not a party person. Like, I'd rather just stay in and put my feet up and
Mm-mm.
watch a film. And I'm guessing you're the
Yeah.
same.
I feel like recently I've been a bit different because my sister turned 18 a few months ago, and we're both the same. Like, we don't have many friends, so we kind of we're very close. So I feel like we both just have kind of experienced going out again, because I used to go out when I was younger, but I just grew out of it. Like, it was just always very expensive, and I didn't really enjoy
Oh,
the
it is.
vibe.
Yeah.
But I just recently, like, we've been going out to like the right places, and it's been quite fun. But I would much prefer to just sit on the sofa and watch a movie over going out clubbing, like, any day.
Yeah. I feel that. For people watching who are or listening who are maybe thinking about starting their own channel or in the process of doing so, what tips would you give them?
I would just say to just not care about what anyone thinks, and at the end of the day, you're doing it for you and not anyone else. I mean, yeah, at the same time, you are doing it for other people, because obviously ASMR plays a huge role in other people as well. But just try not to think about, the negatives, and just think of the positives, and just do it, basically. If you've got a decent phone, if you've got a decent microphone with your headphones, just do it, and don't think of the negatives, because that's what held me back for so many years. And I feel like I could have made this channel back in like 2012, and God knows where I'd be, but obviously I can't think of it like that now.
Yeah.
But just do it.
Yeah.
Just throw yourself into it and do it, basically.
Great advice. And yeah, just remember you're doing it for the fun.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
don't set the bar too high because not everyone can be as amazing as Megan. So yeah.
Stop it. I can't take compliments. Stop it.
So the final section is the future. There's a little bit to go through on here. But to start off, is there things that you definitely want to do with your content that you haven't been able to do so far? Or is it kind of going to be like more of the same thing going forward? I know we touched on like the green screen and maybe doing things there, but yeah, anything that you really want to do that you haven't had a chance to yet?
I think I definitely want to do some more collabs
Well,
with
that's my
other
next
ASMR
question, Megan. Are
artists.
you
I
like,
mean, yes.
predicting the future right now? What's going on? Like,
Oh my God, that's crazy. No, I really want to do more collabs with people, because obviously we've been into collabs with, Just Relax ASMR and those kind of big collabs. I really want to do collabs with people that I like. Doves I really want to do a collab with Doves ASMR, because I love her so much. Like, so I would love to do a collab with her, and Mellow Maddie, like, just kind of smaller collabs. I feel like I really want to do. Like, I want to focus on.
yeah. Would you
I
spearhead
want
like
to do
your
more
own?
role plays. Pardon?
Like, would you like spearhead your own? Like, would you be the ones that would you be the one like taking the reins? I guess.
Yeah, I think I would need to be, because I feel like I need to go for it. Like,
Yeah,
I
do
feel
it.
like I worry a lot about what people would like, not what people, but what the person would say, like, oh, like they're not interested or whatever. Go for it. I feel like, why not just go for it and just see what happens.
Yeah. Do you?
I really want to do a collab with Rosie B ASMR, but she is
No, no,
up
no,
here, so I feel like she would never even see my comment
no,
or whatever.
no. I mean, that's the
Yes.
one thing I've learned from doing this podcast is I've had like so many amazing. Like every single person that comes on is bigger than me. And I've had
Yeah, you've
amazing.
done some big, yeah.
So
Like Jinx ASMR, wow.
yeah, I know, I know
She's
that,
amazing.
I know. Well, the thing is with Jinx as well is like it's not just the fact that she's massive. It's like I followed her pretty much like since she like kind of started as like you know when I got into the scene, like she was just blowing up. So like I've been a massive fan of what she's been putting out for years. So that was like I was trying to film that and
Yeah.
like not fangirl. It was really really hard. I'll tell
Oh
you
my
that.
God. I feel like if I was to do that with someone like Josie B, I would probably just like be stuttering and be like, I wouldn't even be able to talk.
Well,
So you handled yourself really well.
I had Sophie Michelle on as well. That was insane. Like, because like
Yes.
Sophie's been on
I
like
love her.
literally British television, like morning TV, like talking to like
I
Eamon Holmes.
know.
So,
I love her so
and you
much.
know
She's
what she said? You know
amazing.
what she said as well? She said, I was the best interview she's ever done.
Really?
Yeah, and
Oh my
we're
God.
taking
Your
that one to
ego
the
is probably
grave.
like up here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like mega mind.
But you're so chill. Like, I feel like you're just so easy to talk to. So I feel like obviously people are going to be just like, themselves because you're just so chill.
I appreciate that. I think you've enjoyed yourself. So I hope. I mean, we haven't finished it, but
Yeah, for
so like,
sure.
because I normally it's like the way I word that question is like, you can collab with anyone. Like, there's no holds barred. Like, who you collabing with. So you like Josie B.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess everyone would like want to collab with like GB and Darling and stuff like that, right? Or
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
GBA, like she's amazing, and I would love to collab with her. I would love to collab with Goodnight Moon. I
Okay,
feel like
another classic.
her videos are next level. I feel like they're like I'm watching something at the theater, and she's an amazing actress. The production is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about her videos is just insane. So I feel like I would just love to collab with her, even though I don't know what we do, but I just love her so
You
much.
don't care,
So
like you
yeah,
just be
I
like,
don't
you
care.
tell me what we're doing and I'll do
You tell
it.
me, I would just sit there and watch her, and I'd just collab with her. Like I don't even care. So yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I love it.
Yeah.
Do you have like any? I think you've already said, but you didn't want to spoil anything. But do you have any like future projects in the works that you can talk about? Anything exciting that's coming up? I think that was to do with sponsorships, wasn't it?
Yes, I do have. I don't. The thing is, I probably could say like I don't want to be that person and be like I can't say sorry,
No, it's
but I
totally
feel like I
fine. I get it.
could. But I'm worried that I can't, even though I probably can. But there's a couple of things coming up within the next few months that I'm really
With some big
excited about.
sponsors.
Not huge, but big. Like I'm
Yeah,
still
no,
like in
don't
shock about
don't
it.
downplay it.
No, okay, they are pretty big, and I was like, I showed my sister, and I was like, "What the hell? Like, these people are messaging me," and she was like, "What? Like, they're messaging you?" And I was like, "Yes, can you
Yeah,
believe that?
I'm
Like, they're people that
famous.
I've bought." Yeah,
You're like
no,
looking at
no, no, no,
you're
no,
like looking at your sister like, who are you again? I don't know you.
no. Yeah.
Who is this?
She keeps getting people, like she keeps getting her friends messaging her on like Snapchat, like, "Oh my God, I've discovered your sister on TikTok. Is this your sister? Like, I can't believe it." And
Yeah,
more people that I kind of know are starting to find me, which is really strange because I never expected that to happen. Because I guess you don't really think that people around you watch ASMR or listen to it, but there's more people that actually listen to it than you'd probably think. And they
yeah.
just don't really admit to it, or
Well,
they don't necessarily, talk about it.
I would definitely say that's true with where you live, because I feel like it's just
Yeah.
more densely populated. Whereas where I live, there's like a couple of cows and a couple of sheep. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
so that's a thing. Um,
Yeah, that's so true. I feel like I prefer living where you live though, because at least you
oh
probably
really? Have you
I
been to the
mean,
Lake District before?
no, I
Oh, you
haven't,
should come
but
up.
my mum's recently moved to the Midlands. So
Okay.
she's from the Midlands initially, and she moved to London when she was younger, and then she's moved back up there. And I just love how like slow paced it is, and it's just so easy. The pollution isn't
I'll,
intense, and you don't get bad skin, and
I'll
it's
tell you
just
what, it's really cheap as well.
it's so freaking cheap.
You
Like
would.
it's so
I feel
cheap.
like I'll blow your mind if I told you how cheap my house was.
Oh my God, you probably would. I'd probably faint right here and be like, "What?" Like, because I can't even fathom buying a house in London,
No, no.
honestly.
You need to. I
No
think you need to
way.
win the lottery for that.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
have you thought about,
Definitely.
obviously, you do your stuff on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Have you thought about doing like other types of content, like streaming on Twitch, streaming on YouTube, any vlogs, anything like that?
I have thought about doing vlogs and kind of doing a separate channel, but I don't think I'm there yet. I feel like
No,
mentally I'm not there.
it's a
I feel
lot to
like
take on.
maybe it's a lot to take on, and obviously I'm so busy with, my work and
Maybe if you're
other
in full
stuff.
time, yeah.
Maybe if I was doing it full time, I think I could definitely consider it because I think I would enjoy doing it.
It's just another
But I
creative
think,
outlet, isn't it?
yeah, it's just another thing and it's just, something else to do. But at the moment, I think what I'm doing is enough, I think.
I know how
Yeah.
I definitely know how overwhelming it can be, especially with
Yeah.
doing like another job. It's just like
Oh, it's
it's
stressful.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
The final thing is like, what are the ultimate goals of the channel for you? Is it to be that full-time creator? Would you be happy, being a full-time ASMR creator for the rest of your life? Is that something you're happy with? Do you have maybe aspirations elsewhere? What is the
I
ultimate
think
goal?
if you had asked me this time like 6 months ago, I probably would have said I wouldn't wanna do it full time. I just kind of wanna do it as a hobby and, like, do it part-time
Right.
alongside something else. But I feel like recently I've kind of been thinking about doing it full time, and obviously at the moment it's not possible because I'm not earning,
Not much
enough.
remember. Yeah.
But I do enjoy it that much that if I could do it full time, I probably would. Probably would do it full time because it's something I genuinely enjoy, and if I can make money from it and do it full time, then why not?
Yeah.
So I probably would just, if that's what happens, then I definitely would probably just do it full time
Yeah.
if I can. Touch
Well,
wood.
I mean, it's a hard decision, right? Like to make that.
Mm,
But I mean, I think you've got all the tools. Like I can only see you, to keep getting better and better. You'd have more time on your hands to, improve your content, put content out elsewhere. Whether it's streaming on Twitch, streaming on YouTube.
mhm.
I feel like you'd do. I feel like you could set up a Twitch stream and do amazing on there. Like I would have no doubt about it. Um,
Yeah.
and I know
Yeah,
that's
definitely,
really
I
good
could
for like
try.
income and stuff like that.
I
So
don't even know about Twitch really. I mean, I know about it, but I don't know how to use it, so you'd have to help me
oh,
out with
it's
that
definitely, yeah,
because
because there's like a lot of like when you're setting it up, there's like a lot of jargon and stuff. Like there's just stuff you don't know unless you get into Twitch streaming, right?
yeah.
There's to be fair, there is a lot of good videos out there on YouTube that talk you through that process. But again, I'd be happy to
Mhm.
help. Um,
Yeah.
it's not hard. It isn't hard. It's just quite overwhelming at first, but like once you get into it,
Mm,
it's not too bad. Um,
yeah.
but
I feel like I definitely consider it for
I would,
sure.
yeah, I could definitely see you doing really well on there, 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's more just like family. I feel like sorry, but I feel like it's just family, like my dad or my mum, they'd be like they just don't understand this world. So for me to do it full time, they'd be like, "What are you doing?" kind of thing.
yeah,
As much as they kind of appreciate it and they understand, the level of success it kind of can bring to you, they would just I don't know, they're a bit old school with stuff like that, so I feel like they just wouldn't get it.
yeah, I know what you're saying, but like, I think when you
You know what
start
I
getting
mean?
these big sponsorships through, I think that will speak volumes to them. They'll
Mm,
be like, oh, what you mean? They can't really,
true.
they can't really argue against that. I think that just shows the
That is
magnitude
true.
of what you're achieving. So,
Yeah. No, I
um,
agree for sure.
yeah, I love that. But yeah, that is gonna end. Unfortunately, my
Oh,
throat is very
I've enjoyed
thankful
it.
because I've had a bad cough.
Oh my god. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, your voice must be killing you right now.
But I've had lots of fun, so my brain's happy. But
Yes.
yeah, I would like to take this moment to thank you for coming on and taking the time out of your night because it is very late for us filming right
Mm.
now. Inside
What time
information.
is it?
It's nearly
Oh my
midnight.
gosh, it's 12. Oh my god, that's
Yeah, we don't
crazy.
grind
It's
don't
gone
stop.
quickly.
Grind don't stop.
No, it doesn't.
But yeah, thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, honestly, and it's been a long time
It's
coming.
been
I
a
feel
lot.
like we've been
I've
meaning
tr-
to do it.
yeah, I went above and beyond to get Megan on here,
Oh, I
guys.
know. It's been a
She
mission,
probably
but at least
hates
we've
me.
finally done it.
She's gonna block.
No,
She's gonna block me after this.
I'm gonna block you off this. I'm never gonna speak to you again.
Yeah,
Bye.
yeah. um,
Nah, thank you though. It's been fun.
yeah. No, it's been awesome, and thank you guys for watching and listening as well. Because obviously, this podcast is also available in audio only form on all your favorite podcast platforms. Basically, when this goes live on YouTube on the Wednesday, the following Tuesday, it'll be available in audio only form on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, etc. And yeah, if you like this type of thing and you want to see more, I do an episode every single week with a different ASMR creator. So as well as that, I also do normal ASMR videos. So yeah, if you like this and you do want to see more, the best way to support me is to leave a like on the video, comment down below what you thought. If you have any advice for me, if you have any questions for Megan, please drop them down below as well. They are really appreciated. Yeah, like I said, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. So basically you don't miss out on these new episodes and also ASMR videos if you're curious about that. And click that bell icon and select all to get a notification every single time a new podcast episode goes live. and a new ASMR video goes live. So you're just not missing out. Like, you just, you're keeping up to date. Um, yeah, I think that's it. This has been the Wiretap Whisper Podcast, episode 26. Megan has been absolutely fantastic, and so have you for joining us. And yeah, goodbye for now.
Bye.